So we all know AI is changing how we use the internet. But what if the price for getting a better, faster answer is, well, the entire system that creates the information to begin with? It's a huge question, and we're going to break it down.
I mean, it's a simple truth, right? Most of us are already feeling it. You need to know something, and boom, AI-powered search just feels like a superpower. You get faster answers. It takes way less effort. And best of all, no more endless clicking. You don't have to wade through a dozen blue links anymore, trying to piece it all together yourself. It just works. But here's the problem, and it's a big one. The very thing that makes this AI so incredible, so powerful, might just be setting the stage to destroy the whole system it needs to survive. So, let's get into how that could actually happen.
Okay, so to really get what's changing, we have to rewind a bit. Let's look at how the web's whole information economy used to function. Because for a really long time, it was this surprisingly stable, balanced system.
It really all came down to this classic loop, you know? You'd search for something, Google would send you to a website. And that website would make a little money from your visit, usually through ads. And that simple trade-off, that's what funded pretty much all the content we consumed on the web.
Think about it. It was totally symbiotic. Google needed awesome content to even be a useful search engine in the first place, right? And the publishers, well, they needed Google to send them an audience. Everyone grew together. The platform and the creators were basically feeding each other's success.
But now, AI comes along and just fundamentally changes the role of the platform. And this isn't just, a small step forward, an evolution, no. It's a complete shift. The platform goes from being your guide to being your personal assistant. Here's a good way to think about it. The old search engine, that was your tour guide. It organized everything and pointed you in the right direction, saying, hey, check this out. But an AI answer engine, that's more like a private assistant. It goes to all those places for you and just comes back with the answer.
And that right there, that's the fundamental change. You, the user, don't have to leave the platform anymore. The AI itself becomes the destination.
So you gotta ask, right? If users aren't visiting websites anymore, where does all the money go? That whole value system we talked about, it's being completely rerouted.
And just listen to this quote from the CEO of Perplexity, which is one of the big new answer engines. It really shows you the sheer scale of their ambition. They don't see themselves as just another search tool. Oh no, they see this as the next great leap in how all of humanity accesses information. It's huge.
So here's the economic shift in a nutshell. The old model, value was distributed. Google sent you away and the publisher got the value. But in this new model, the value is concentrated. The platform keeps you there, it summarizes the publisher's work, and it captures all that value for itself.
And really, this says it all. On one side, you've got this giant platform just vacuuming up all the content from across the web. And on the other side, you've got the original creators, the writers, the publishers, locked outside the gates, completely cut off from the value they helped create in the first place.
Okay, so this whole situation leads to a really dangerous, self-destructive feedback loop. It's a paradox, and some people are calling it the Ouroboros problem, after that ancient symbol of a snake eating its own tail.
And here's what that means. It's a system where success actually leads to self-destruction. Think about it. Every single time an AI gives you that perfect, convenient summary, that's one less click for a publisher. So the better and better the AI gets, the faster it starves the very sources it's feeding on.
That's the core dynamic right there. It's like a parasite taking way too much from its host. And you know how that story ends. Eventually, they both die. So what could this actually look like over the next few years? Well, right now, you could say we're in the extraction phase. The AI is just feasting on this huge, rich web of existing human knowledge. But then, as the publishers get weaker, we could enter a recursion phase. That's where the AI starts learning from other AI summaries. And that's when the quality starts to go downhill. And if that continues, you could end up in what's called the desert phase, where the well of original human content just runs dry. The whole system runs out of fuel.
This whole thing forces a massive, massive strategic dilemma. And it's not just for the big tech platforms. It's for all of us. It's a direct trade-off between what's good for the user in the moment and what's good for the system in the long run.
I mean, the short-term gain is obvious, right? Better, faster answers make for happy users. Simple. But the long-term risk is literally existential. You get this hollowed-out ecosystem where very little new, high-quality information is even being made anymore. So what do? Do you optimize for the user today or for the health of the entire system tomorrow?
This new model could really break in 3 specific ways.
First, you get content resistance. Publishers just start blocking the AIs, cutting off the data supply. Second, incentive collapse. I mean, why would an expert bother writing a deep investigative article if an AI is just going to summarize it in seconds and steal the entire audience? And third, what we just talked about, quality decay. The AI starts feeding on itself, and the whole thing gets polluted.
It really boils down to this idea: individual rationality, collective disaster. It's perfectly rational for me, as a user, to want the fastest, easiest answer. It's totally rational for a platform to give it to me. But when everyone acts on that same short-term logic, it could lead to a total long-term disaster for the entire open web.
So you see, the question isn't just, is AI making search better? The real question we have to ask is much, much bigger. If these new answer engines really do win, and they become the future of how we get information, can the ecosystem that feeds them possibly survive?